Hey guys, today is another video. I know it's been forever, but those who read my recent community post, you know I have been away because my mom passed on about 2 weeks ago now, three maybe, and today is her birthday as I shoot this video. This is a video that was supposed to actually go up while she was alive. There's actually a video that is scheduled to go up, but unfortunately she passed on before we actually laid her to rest on Friday. So today I'm just gonna give a tribute to her, something that I already did to my dad. Those who remember, July 7 I did a similar video for my dad. Fortunately for him, he's still alive, so he got a chance to hear these words. So I'm gonna change this a little bit. I'm just gonna be talking about some of those things that I learned through my mom's life, some of the lessons that I learned by her death, and I'm just hoping that it can maybe help somebody out there. And this is gonna be a series. I'm just gonna post this here, but there's gonna be a series of these videos, but they're gonna be up on my vlog. So if you're interested to see more of this series, you're gonna just have to check in the description box. I'll be putting them on the vlog. They won't be on this channel. So the first one was so as you may be aware, I already mentioned my mom died of cardiac arrest. She literally was very fine that day, but at 2:45 a.m. in the morning she breathed her last. And the most interesting bit is that while she was oh gosh, there's so much noise. Let me move to a quieter place. So as I was saying, so my mom died of cardiac arrest, and just 2 a.m. in the morning she just breathed, and they tried to resuscitate her, but they weren't able to. And interestingly, even as she was going through the CPR process, my mom being my mom, she was literally smiling through it. Like, she wasn't like in pain or anything. She was just smiling and, you know, just being her beautiful self. So one of the greatest lessons I have learned, especially through my mom's sickness, my mom accepted her circumstance, however difficult, with grace, with patience, humility, and trust in God. Like, I don't remember my mom at any point in time even complaining that, oh my God, why did you give me this, you know, cup of suffering? Why me? Why not somebody else? I don't remember her complaining even one day. She would always just say, like, God knows, yeah? So that's one lesson I learned from my mom. Accept your circumstance, however difficult it is. God cannot give you something that is beyond you being able to, you know, overcome, yeah? The number two thing I learned from my mom is discipline is not equivalent to corporal punishment. A lot of people believe that the only way you can discipline somebody is by inflicting pain on their bodies. I am 43 years old. I don't remember my mom hitting me even once. She was a primary school teacher, and even her students can attest she never ever used to beat people's children, but she still was able to discipline them. Number three is generosity. The financial gap my mom has left, especially in her family and through her other friends, will be very difficult to fill. She was very generous. If people came to her, they needed financial help, whether for school or anything else, she was very happy and willing to help them with that. And then number four lesson I learned from my mom is independence. My mom was supposed to be 63. Today is her birthday. She's gonna be turning 63. In Kenya, the retirement age is 60. My mom literally worked her ass off all her working years. In spite of her sickness, she still worked until the day she reached 60, even though she didn't need to, because she already had her savings. My dad would have been able to support her, but she still saw the need to work. She always used to say, which literally means a woman should have her own money, yeah? Number five, because of my mom, I am fit. Like, I literally work out 5 days of every week because I saw what high blood pressure, heart disease, the kind of pain it inflicted on my mom, and I was like, I don't want to have to be popping pills. I don't want to be having to deal with obesity, high blood pressure, and all that. So I always gravitated towards a fitness lifestyle, and I owe it to my mom. She was always like, oh, you really, when you still have the energy, please walk, please jump, whatever you have to do. And then number 6 was the importance of family. My mom valued family so much that if you ever said anything negative about another member of the family, in spite of what they had done to you, she always would be like, Emaru. Emaru means that's yours, that's what God gave you, and that's why God put you in this family, because you have this positive trait, you have this strength to complement this other person's weakness. So she was always all about, if you can't say anything positive, just shut up, yeah? Like, there's always something positive about everybody, so just give each other grace and have mercy on each other. Number 7 was I learned through my mom, is the importance of giving people their flowers when they can smell them and say thank you. From 2009, when my mom was first diagnosed with heart disease and I accompanied her to India, I knew our time together would be limited. My mom was found like 95% of her right heart ventricle was 95% blocked. And remember, the right ventricle is the one which is responsible for pumping blood to the lungs so that it gets oxygen. And then about 6 years later, we got complications and we went back to India, and the doctor found out that her right ventricle was now 75% blocked. And if you remember your biology, the left ventricle is the one that receives oxygenated blood. So if it's 75% blocked, that's really dangerous. Number 7 lesson I learned from my mom is cleanliness and organization. You know, in Luo we say rikni. My mom would be that kind of a person. As you prepare breakfast, she's like, what are you going to be having for lunch? Like, by the time breakfast is ready, you should be knowing what you're going to have for lunch. By the time lunch is ready, you should be knowing what you're going to have for dinner. And by the time you finish cooking, all the dishes are clean except the one that you are going to be eating from. So she was very organized. She taught you must be really organized. She made sure that our cooking skills were on point. And every time she'd be like, you know, you need to know how to make your ugali, you need to know how to make your fish. I don't want to hear stories. You made raw ugali or you washed your fish with soap and stuff like that. She was very, very particular. Made sure we could cook and do all that. And then the other lesson I learned from my mom, like, she was that kind of a person who kept her circle very small. Before even kila mtu acheze kwa mlango ya mama yake was a thing in Kenya, my mom was always that kind of person. You'd hardly find her in people's houses just loitering. She had few friends. And the other thing my mom taught me was, you know, to avoid gossip and rumor mongering. And, you know, she'll always be like, please let somebody be the first. Let them go ahead to be the first to talk about whatever it is you're talking about, yeah? And then last but not least, through mom's life, I literally saw the hand of God through her life, through her death. I saw the hand of God. Like, when we went to India, like I've said, her right ventricle was 95% blocked. But we were able to get on an aircraft, go to India, have her operated on, come back to Kenya, and she still just lived her life to the fullest. We traveled the world together. We had a good time, and it was all by the grace of God. And not any one time did we ever lack money for her medication. If the doctor wanted 1 million for an operation, somehow God provided it. We didn't have to do any fundraising. We didn't need to ask anybody for money. God always provided the money, whether it was for her transport, for her medication, whatever it was, God provided. And even when she was dying, my mom was very well. She had gone about her business. She had traveled from her home in Kisumu to Ranen, and she was just going about her business. She didn't even, like, she left us with a bill of, I don't know, 10 shillings maybe. There was literally no medical bill that my mom left us with, because she breathed her last, and that was it. The only first aid they did to her was to try to do CPR on her, and she was not able to wake up, so we didn't have to like put her in a machine or anything. We just accepted her death. And like I would say, the only bills we had to foot was the food for those who came to, you know, support us during the funeral. And last but not least, every time I get a picture of my mom in my head, it's her constant smile. Like, my mom was this happy soul. She was really humble, very gentle, and that's the picture of her I have in my head. She was constantly wearing her smile, looking all so beautiful. She loved good things, and I just look at her like she had so many clothes. And because of her, I decided to become a minimalist. Like, I'll go to my mom's house. It's like a 5-bedroom house. Every single room had like so many of her clothes. In fact, when one of my nephews learned of my mom's death, the first question he asked, like, what's gonna happen with all those clothes that grandma had? Like, she had so many things. She has like, I think, 5 blenders and I don't know how many. And because of her, I chose a minimalist lifestyle. So those who've been to my house, you have seen there's literally nothing in that house, because I was like, Mom, I don't want to hoard as much as you have so many things. I'm gonna try this other minimalist lifestyle. So I owe that to her. So guys, thank you for watching this video to the very end. If you are interested in more of this series, when I'm going to be talking about